बताइए तो सही, a sabji wala in Bihar or a small electronic hardware person in Tamil Nadu. They need a loan. कितना time लगेगा? Max to max 3 to 4 minutes. This is the beauty of fintech and AI coming together in India. Rural India is seeing a spurt in immediate loans and cutting out the famous zamindar in between. Throughout history, and especially in modern India post independence, there are enough tales of zamindars fleecing the poor farmer. We've had bonded labor. Why? Because of all these loans that they used to take. They were uneducated, illiterate, and unable to understand what they were signing on. Ultimately, what would happen is that even if they took something as small as a 1,000 rupee loan, their entire generation or generations would keep on paying back to the zamindar.
ओ भाई मारो मुझे मारो मारो मुझे मारो मारो नहीं ये मजाक हो रहा है एक सेकंड यार मजाक हो रहा है
Now, with the advent of AI and fintech, you have these small micro loans easily accessible to the common person in throughout India and not just rural India. There comes a downside with it though. You're looking at these mass suicides happening across different parts of the country because of crazy interest rate and money lenders calling people up and their family and their associates demanding a payback of maybe 20, 30,000 rupees. If you know our country's history, you know how it is intrinsically linked to casteism. A offshoot of this tech coming into the picture is that this is completely removing all social constructs which existed throughout rural India. Maybe it's for good, maybe it's for bad. Time will tell. But I'll give you an example. Today, if a farmer sitting in Rajasthan wants to take a loan of 5,000 rupees, he or she doesn't need to ask his neighbors or anybody else, or even go to one of those microfinance companies. Everything is at the tap of a button. They press a button and instantly 5,000 rupees is credited into their account. Now, why is rural India, which constitutes almost half or probably more than the entire population of India, which means about 700 million people, ya 70 crore, not have proper access to financial institutions? The core issues that rural India faces in getting a loan. Number one, no credit history. Number two, no insurance on their farmland or crops, or in case of any loss, how do they recover the money? Number three, be in an informal economy, no structured savings. And number four, the most important, the language barrier. Most of the banks have been operating in English and Hindi, and they've been unable to explain to the local farmer exactly how they can best assist them. In fact, I would go on to say that nobody's really been bothered to tap into this huge market till date. But AI has completely changed the game. They are using alternative financial models to determine how much loan can a person pay. What do you think they look at? They can't look at the bank statements. Therefore, they look at your WhatsApp history. Yes, if you allow access to them. Two, they look at how many times you go to the local mandi. Three, how many UPI transactions are you doing? All of this helps them create a picture of what your actual wealth coming in every month is. And how long do you think the AI model will take to figure out a loan model for you? A day? 2 days? Max to max 5 to 10 minutes. That's all it takes for them to create a loan profile for you. Something that a bank would take 100 documents from you and still not be able to figure out exactly how much loan they can give you. Now we come to the really interesting part, the advent of rural financing through these fintech models. You're looking at farmers getting agricultural loans directly from the small fintech firms. And how do they do it? Drones. Earlier, an insurance surveyor would come visit your land. This would take anywhere between 10 to 14 days. Now, a drone from one of the startup companies will come survey your land, decide what crops are best for you, give you an example, and then proceed ahead with giving you a loan on it. The best part, these loans have insurance cover. So, in case of a failed crop, be it heavy rainfall or a drought, you're at least insured that you will not lose your ghar, grasti, sab kuch. And more amazingly, these startups now provide farmers with a better tool. They do predictive market analysis and tell you what would be the best time to get the right price for your crops. No middleman, you get to know what time to sell. So it's like having a digital financial advisor at the tip of your phone and literally at the tip of your fingertips. और ऐसा नहीं है कि सरकार समझ नहीं रही है. They have a wonderful app called Bashini, which is getting integrated into all your fintech models. What this app does is translate all the documents into the local language for the farmers, a kind of a language learning model. सोचिए, a 50-year-old farmer, rural interiors of Vidarbha, wants to understand something. कुछ नहीं करना है. Just speak into his phone and he'll understand exactly what he needs to. Now you'll say, what are the main issues that people would face in such a scenario? Well, first and foremost, connectivity continues to be a major hassle. Secondly, data privacy. What are these companies going to do collecting all the data of these farmers? We don't know what usage will come out of it. And ultimately, the most dangerous of them all, data literacy. People aren't that digitally literate, and cyber frauds are increasing day by day. By opening access to about 700 million people, you're also looking at a huge influx of cyber crimes. Ultimately, however, this market is going to rise to $100 million just by 2030. Coupled with the government's focus on JAM, Jandhan, Aadhaar, and mobile, we are looking at lifting hundreds of millions of people into financial inclusion and to a betterment in their overall lifestyle. For more, subscribe to Mr. Bataiye